Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I'm asked a lot about, and honestly, I have wrestled with this too, but I found the key to unlocking this mystery. I did not mean to rhyme then, but let's go with it. If you're someone who is wrestling with the idea, interested, curious about the idea of selling low-ticket digital offers, and you're someone who's in the past sold high ticket, whether it's coaching, consulting, mentoring, but you are scared, like literally quite afraid of what's going to happen if you cheapen your work and if you make everything too low ticket. This is the topic for you because I have so many things I want to share. There's a lot of things that I've also discovered in 2025. Last year, I spent the entire year breaking down what was high ticket model into selling low ticket passive digital offers and the type of offers that lead into high ticket eventually. So it's not just like I'm a pure low ticket business, but I'm someone who has really, really looked at the psychology of low ticket, what type of buyers you're attracting. And this topic comes up and it's really relevant around like, how do you not like cheapen it so much, right? That you just get stuck in this one niche of selling like something that's $7. And what I hear all the time, things like, I want things to be simpler. I want to offer quick wins, but I just don't want to water myself down. Another client of mine said to me, I really want daily sales so badly. I love what you're doing, but I just don't feel like I want to give everything away for $27. Maybe you're also thinking, I really want to sell low ticket, but I just don't want to lose credibility. All those years of building out my personal brand and being a high ticket person. So today I'm going to talk about how to simplify your offer without devaluing your work. And I'm going to show you this lived example. I'll pull up something so that it gives you a bit more of a look in to help you actually land in a place that feels grounded, more than anything, that this is a decision that you can make from a place of, oh, I see now what the bigger strategy is, so that it's not just like nice by theory of like, give someone a quick win, sell something at $27 and then they'll go into your high ticket or it'll lead them into something bigger. This is truly what I want to share with you and peel back the curtain. And I hope that this really serves you and makes a lot of sense for you as well. Because I think the more that you're able to make a daily sale every single day, the more qualified leads you're cultivating and nurturing. And it just makes the whole high ticket flow a lot easier as well. So guys, welcome to the channel. If you are brand new here, I talk a lot about daily sales, very simple offers, building businesses that make money without you needing to constantly be on for that time energy exchange and needing to, do these big challenges to overextend yourself in order to make a sale. I used to do it that way. I do it this way now, which I'm going to show you and teach you all through my channel. But before we get into it, if this kind of content is something that you feel you want to lean further into, or it's already helped you before, could you kindly hit subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up. It really supports the channel more than you realize. And I just want more people to know how to operate in this environment, because I just really, really feel that if more entrepreneurs finds ease and flow in business, we literally live in a better world. And I'm excited. So I want to start by clearing up the biggest misunderstanding that you may see around low ticket offers. And this is that price does not equal value. Okay. This is one of the big things that I had really done a lot of rewiring work around. And I would see a digital offer, maybe typically on Etsy or somewhere, and it was $7 or it was $27. And I would think, how much value could I actually get for that? So I went into a $25,000 mastermind instead. Yay. But no, in all seriousness, a $27 offer is not less value than a $2,700 offer. It's just designed to do a very different job. So you can't compare. It's literally apples and oranges. Low ticket is literally not meant to transform someone's entire life and business. Like, it's not really meant to be there to be like, read this and your whole life is going to change. What it's meant to do, and how I see it when I sell low ticket now, is I would love to believe, and I think it does, is it moves the needle forward. It's meant to move my reader or my course client, someone who's reading a PDF of mine, a little bit more forward in the right direction. And it's helping them take that first step or that next step. And when you understand that, the fear for you that might be surrounding this topic of, oh, am I like giving everything away, too much away? I found that it really starts to dissolve, because if you can just start to think about how it moves that person a little bit closer to their dream goal, and you have the tools and the experience to help them with that, like that is already just such a big win. Okay. Now I want to show you a real example, because this is where things usually really click. So one of the big PDFs and low ticket offers that I put out in 2025 was the 2025 Playbook. So you can see here, this is my 25-page PDF packed with behind the scenes lessons to help you build $1 million strategy for 2025. I released this Christmas of 2024 actually, and it's basically this big tell-all of everything that I wanted to not take with me into 2025. And it actually started the whole low ticket flow that I experienced last year. Daily sales coming in, literally sales coming in every single day, as opposed to my old high ticket model where I was so reliant on, like launch timetables, the launch roller coasters, all of that. It was so refreshing. It was such a different take. I loved sharing like my entire thoughts around it, what I was cutting back, what I'm letting go of, what I'm future scoping for the year ahead. And this is my personal business strategy. It was like an internal document, and you'll see in a second because I'm going to take you behind the scenes of it. So hang about. And this was also quite interesting, I think, from like a sales psychology perspective. I did not go in with this, but just in terms of reflecting on why this was so successful, why this PDF also led to $100,000 month, is because it was my strategy that I was unlocking for others. It was sort of this document that people were not really, meant to read. It felt very exclusive to go behind the scenes. And oh my God, guys, it was $9. $9. So you might be thinking, why would I give away my entire business strategy literally for $9? Now, I will show you what's on the inside so you can see, and then we'll talk about the nuances. So let's go into the playbook itself. I don't mind sharing this with you now because this was last year's strategy, but people bought into this. We made thousands and thousands of dollars from this $9 ebook. And like I said, it led to a high-level mastermind, hence why it became the lead into $100,000 a month. So you'll see here there are 25 pages. So this is our table of contents here. 25 pages of me going through so much of what 2024 taught me and what I was taking into last year. This is going to be really confusing. I'm saying all these dates and it's still not in my mind that we're in 2026. I know you'll be able to relate. So forgive me if I like slip up and I don't realize. And if I scroll right through it, I'm not going to go through all 25 pages, but let's get to some really good bits. This is everything. Like, this is just my big journal process. This is everything that I'm like, oh my God, like this is so cathartic to write. I never ever thought that people were going to read this. It never was meant to be an ebook that I put on sale, by the way. It was just like my own little journaling promise to myself. Also, one thing to note is you can see it is definitely not highly designed at all, right? It's something that I think surprised a lot of people, where it wasn't like I tried to make it this really beautiful Canva document. It's a Google Doc. And because it's black, I just have everything set up in night mode because my eyes just read better this way. But it's literally a Google Doc. And again, I think that added to the fact that it felt like an internal document that someone wasn't meant to read. And you'll see here, I've got what my plans are for my weekly content plan, my ManyChat funnels, what's working, LinkedIn stuff that honestly was really surprising, the money that I made. So, I've screenshot what I made from courses in the past: 51,000, 29,000, 3,000, 2,000, 31,000. So I'm showing people like, this is really where I was at and this is where I'm moving to. So there's so much in here where it really is like everything that I am choosing to believe in and take out. So wonky. I'm so sorry about that. Anyhow, so that gives you a really nice look in, right, into the type of work that I put into a $9 offer. And inside of this playbook, how deep I went. I talk about the behind the scenes of my business, what worked, what didn't. And at first glance, I think someone would look at this and think, wow, this is a lot of value for $9. And I think this is where a lot of people start panicking. And, you might be overcompensating and putting so much stuff into your work, which I don't want you to do, and then feeling so annoyed that it's either not selling for $9 or it does sell for $9 or $17 or whatever you price it at. And you feel this level of disgruntledness, but the key difference that I want to share today is I want you to understand that I'm sharing what I did, okay? Share what you did. Storytelling format, literally like you're speaking to someone in person, like they're reading an internal document they're not meant to, like they're reading your journals that they're not meant to, they're reading about somebody else's dreams, fears, visions, all those things. But notice, and you might not be able to notice it just from what I scrolled earlier, but just, believe me for what it is. I am not walking anyone through like a step-by-step on how to implement this inside of their business. So I'll say that again. I'm sharing what I did, but I'm not sharing with them what I believe they should do. I'm not coaching them. I'm not advising them. I'm not mentoring them. Somebody is reading this again. So to go back to the start of the video, because they feel like they want to have a level of evidence so they can move one step closer to their dream goals. They can move one step closer to the things that they're calling in their life. Okay, so heading over to the trusty iPad now, just making sure I'm in frame. Scooch over here a little bit more. Okay, to explain this very simply, the showing element, so let's put show here, is this is what I did. This is what I did type of energy. So in the playbook, for example, this is what I did in 2024. This is what I didn't like. Another way of thinking about it is almost a reflection of this is how it turned out for me. And turned out could be good, bad, ugly. I've actually had a couple of relationship coaches that I've worked with now, and they talk about their own relationships and what did work for them and what obviously didn't work for them, the things that they have chosen to overcome, how they overcame it, the tools they used, the experience they've taken from it, and now teaching their clients. So that's a really good one for this is how it turned out for me, or this is how it played out for me. And again, like this is what worked or didn't work. So just to be clear, when you're showing somebody what you did, you're taking them behind the scenes and stuff. Even this video, I'm showing you, this is completely free on YouTube, completely free. It's not like I'm saying you should do this too. You can if you want to. I'm hoping it moves you forward. Now, if you're thinking about applying this into a low ticket paid offering, it's the same energy, but perhaps with more screenshots, more depth, more information, and someone's going to feel really good about paying for that. Telling somebody what to do and advising somebody what to do is really where the biggest sales happen. So when you're telling somebody what to do, let's put this here. This is what people are paying for, right? So they're paying for so it's like a question, how do I apply this to my situation, to my business, to my relationship? Okay. Also, if you're telling or advising somebody, you're giving them the structure. Okay, so you're saying this is the structure. So for example, if someone's reading my ebook and they're going, I would love to know how you exactly set up your digital products, what systems you use, what tech you use, but also can you help me set it up? What do I need to do to set myself up given my unique situation? Another example is a decision framework. So you may be someone who is, a travel agent or something, and you are trying to help your client make a decision on where to go. So your showing offer, which is maybe $9, is 10 wonderful aspects of Africa that I experienced. It was amazing. And then they want to go into, a deeper consultation with you and obviously take you up as their travel agent. You're now advising them based on their family situation, on their budget, on their time frame. And something that could go really well with that would be a decision-making framework that they would ultimately go ahead and buy and use you forever as a travel agent. So that was just top of head example there. People get insight from the showing component. They get a lot of insight, and they're working out, do I trust this person? Do I want to work with them long term? They get the transformation from the telling and the supporting, which is why they would be hiring you as a mentor, consultant, teacher, coach. And that's when the pricing makes sense. So when someone buys this playbook, okay, so going back to this playbook here, what they get is they get the belief system, they get the momentum, they get that little step forward, they get the nudge forward, they see what is possible. It's really exciting because when I sell anything low ticket, the messages that I get back is like, Rubes, like that was so awesome. I see what's possible for me now. And honestly, if you speak to any high ticket coach, they will tell you that as soon as you get onto a sales call or a DM with somebody who already knows that's possible and they trust you, the sale's already there. They're just telling you that they're going to sign up. But if they want help applying it and simplifying their offers, for example, or building their daily sales system, that's where my mastermind comes in. And that's where my high ticket comes in. And this is why it's so important, because this little $9 playbook did its job in terms of creating that interest and creating that trust. But it also went on, once they got the ebook, they might have got another email from my daily emails that I send my list saying, hey, the mastermind is open. I just want to inform you, if you love everything inside of this playbook, and if you love everything that you've read inside of this document here, I want to show you how you can apply it to yourself. So what it did was it brought the right people in. It built a lot of trust, because someone's going to read this and go, oh my God, like I've been wondering whether I should get rid of my Facebook group. And I talk about why I've gotten rid of my membership, why the low cost membership just didn't work for me. And someone's going, you know what? I trust this person because they're telling me something that I've wondered about, and they're saying it in a very, very authentic way, behind the scenes way, no frills, as you can see, no frills way. And it's awesome because what this then does is that it naturally leads people into saying, you know, can you help me do this in my business? Can you help me do this in my relationship? Can you help me do this in my career? And that's really where I can see low ticket works, and why it doesn't feel like I'm just giving everything away willy-nilly for no reason at all, but it actually protects your higher level work. Because, you know, when you're trying to squeeze every little thing into one offer, which I used to do all the time, you know, in the form of mastermind formats and things like that, it was almost too overwhelming for a lot of people. And that's why you see incomplete rates with courses and things like that. But when you're vetting the right people in who are willing to pay $9 to read a 25-page document, feel excited, get that spark, can see their possibilities, they're already coming in to trust you with the whole process, you're actually letting the lower ticket offer do its job. And therefore, you don't ever feel like you're just giving everything away for free. Instead, it becomes a pathway, because all you're doing is sharing your story up front. And you're literally, you know, going back to this, you're showing them what's possible, but at the same time, you're not telling them exactly what to do. And that's not to say like, oh, gatekeep everything. That's not the point here. I just want to say like, this is how it's worked really well. So, you know, let's talk about the fear that usually shows up. Like, you don't want to give everything away for free. My rule is this, that if I give away a whole heap of free content, which I do every single week. So this is my YouTube, this is my podcast, you know, it's like this is weekly, and then I have my Instagram, this is daily, so much free stuff, okay, that goes out every single day. What this does is that it builds awareness, definitely. What else does it build? Visibility. It builds trust. It builds like just so many things. I'm just making sure this is all on screen for you. Yeah. It builds belief in themselves. That's a really, really big one. Okay. Now my paid content. So I have mini courses, which are typically under $97. I have ebooks. I have audios. And this is all my lower ticket stuff. And then it leads to high ticket, which is just my mastermind, daily sales mastermind. I'll leave the link below if you want to check that out. All of my free paid content creates structure And this is a big one. Accountability. This is a big one. This is what a lot of people say they join the mastermind for, and anything bigger. But if, let's say, they're buying like an ebook or a mini course, what it is they actually really love is that they're like looking at a framework that they can apply, to their own stuff. And it's something that helps them. So paid content helps them do something with it. This is also, the application of it, getting shit done, so to speak. And then the free content, going back to this, is what helps them understand what's possible. Even the YouTube video that you're watching right now, it's not like I'm saying, hey, this is exactly what I would do in your business. This is saying, this is what's possible. So, I'm teaching concepts right now, which is awesome, and I love it. And I hope that it's really helping you lean into what that could look like in terms of your overall picture. I'm reframing some stuff, normalizing some things for you, helping things click. Yeah, if that's happening, please let me know in the comments that this is, making a difference in some form. But once you see that, you can't unsee it. So I want to pause and ask you something. Like, in the comments, let me know this. Do you struggle more with pricing your offers and not knowing like how low to go, how much to put in there, not knowing what to include in them? Let me know if you're struggling with that, because I can come back in and help you inside of the comments as well. I can also send you more resources. I'm definitely here to help you in any way that I can. All right. So if this is helpful, love a subscribe, a like, a share. Come to Instagram, have a chat with me for sure. I want you to know that if you're doing this in the sweet spot, which I know a lot of you will now, you will continue to not only sell low ticket, which is amazing because we're all here for daily sales, but you'll start to see a real uptake in your high ticket client offerings as well. Okay, if you love this, I really want to recommend you to go to this video next. This is going to help you so much in taking the next step in selling every single day.